Masterclass, the main event, what you've all been waiting for. If you're in dropshipping, this is the call you want to be in. We're going to cover as much as we can in the small amount of time that we have to help you make more money with your dropshipping store. My name is Chris, otherwise known as the Conversion Crusader. I am head of education over at the Freedom Club, which is a school for e-commerce where we have thousands of students, and we teach you guys how to make money with dropshipping. That's what we do. That's what I do. Day in, day out, dropshipping is in my blood. So if you want to join up, it's free to join. And you can get access to coaches like myself. Now, my job is to coach the coaches and also show you guys what to do in these streams. If you can give me a couple of minutes, we'll get all the students in and we'll go get to the questions. Welcome, Freedom Clubbers, to Tuesday nights. I think we just changed the name of these, didn't we? This is the marketing call. Tuesday night's marketing call. Welcome, everybody. The first marketing call of many. For those of you who are joining for the first time, and if you don't know me, my name is Chris. I'm head of education here, which means usually I coach the coaches. And on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, I coach you guys. My experience is I have over 8 years experience in dropshipping. Earned myself one of these bad boys here. Now, I got this for 100,000 orders in Homecraftology. I've had several stores reach the 7-figure mark. That store reached the 10-figure mark. And honestly, guys, that is a drop in the ocean compared to what you can earn. Honestly, you can surpass what I've done easily. You absolutely can. It comes down to consistency, showing up, learning, and a little bit of luck, and you can easily get there. I know people who are in my friend list, and they've been doing 100K months, 200K months. I know someone who was doing like 50K a day. Ridiculous amounts. It can be done. You find the right product, you find the right way to sell it, and off you go. The rest is bank. All right, so give me 1 second, everybody. Just gonna refresh my screen here and get us all organized for the night. Rhonda, you need motivation today because you're really convinced the problem is me now. Rhonda, I hate to say it, but I think you're starting to get it. I think you're starting to get it, Rhonda. Now, I do want you to know, Rhonda, for some of us, we are in our own way. We are overthinking. We are overcomplicating. We're looking at what other people have done, and we're like wishing that was for us and thinking we'll never get there. You absolutely can. You can, Rhonda. I've done it multiple times in my life, and I'm going to do it multiple more times. Not every store works. Not every product can be sold. Not every product can be scaled. Some products in some stores that we build and we think they're great, they just sit there. They just sit there, just even money. If that, maybe losing a little bit, maybe slowly bleeding us dry. Guys, if that's you, try again. Start again. I've started many stores. And of those many, let's count them. Personally, I've probably been involved in starting about 12 different stores. Nearly all of those stores made money. Like when I mean made money, they made revenue. Most of them broke even, at least. Most of them broke even. There were a couple that didn't quite, and we just sort of quietly closed them down. Of the ones that broke even, and this is over 12 stores, of the ones that broke even, I reckon maybe 6 of them made money. And out of those 6 that made money, one of them made $10 million and growing. It's still going. Another one made a couple of million, or maybe 4 or 5 million before we sold it off. The other ones we round up. We shouldn't have closed them down. We rounded them all into Homecraftology. Then we ran the brand separately. That was a big mistake. They were making money. So of the 12 stores that I've made, that was like 5 or 6 actual winning stores. When you win big. But it took a long time to try different stores and try different products and find out what I was good at selling. Am I talking revenue or profit? Listen, Rob, if I was talking 10 million in profit, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. I'd probably, I don't know where I'd be, but I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. But still, 10 million in revenue for Homecraftology. I think it's a little bit more than that now. I think it's like 11, 12 in its lifetime. 1/3 of that is profit. So what, 3 million in profit? Not bad. How do I mean 6 broke even? But also, well, when I say 6 broke even, what I mean is 6 at least broke even. Out of those 6 that at least broke even, 4 made really good profit. 2 of them, I reckon with a bit more work, we probably could have made them work, but it was just like tiresome. Just trying this. In reality, if it's becoming really, really, really difficult, most of the time we need to stop and think, maybe there's a better product out there for me. That's a hard decision to make. But when you've reached a point where you've tried to sell something with 100 different angles, you've tested 100 different ads, you've tested 100 different videos, well, not 100, 20 different videos, maybe it's just not an easy product to sell. How long before I stop and try something new? I'm pretty stubborn. I will keep trying until I just snap and I'm like, no, no more of this. And honestly, if I moved on a bit quicker, I probably would have done better. I don't like to lose. I don't like to not know how to sell a product, but I reach a point sometimes where I just know from the numbers. I just know from looking at the numbers, the click rate's pretty good. The add to cart rate's pretty good. I mean, so there's okay, let's break this back a bit. 2 situations. One situation, let's take Lush Living, for example. Ads. Probably 3 to 4% click-through rates. Cost per clicks, under $1.50. Add to cart rates, 9% add to cart rates. Oh, that was good. That was really, really good. 9% add to cart rates. We had about 3 to 4% checkout rate and about 3 to 4% conversion rate. Sometimes, some days, even 5% conversion rate. Now you're probably wondering, why in the hell did we stop Lush Living? Well, the CPMs were very high for Lush Living. The people I was trying to advertise to were very expensive to advertise to because a lot of people were trying to advertise to them. That was problem number 1. Problem number 2, the average sale volume of Lush Living. It wasn't high enough for me to scale. Every time I tried to scale, I'd put another $100, $200 on the ad set. We'd find our cost per purchase would go up too high to the point where we weren't making any profit on the sale because most people were only buying 2 of the products that I needed them to buy. If they had bought 4, it would have been smooth sailing and I would have been scaling to the moon right now. So there was an opportunity there. I couldn't get the numbers to work and I had to make a call. And it's very exciting when you make that call because then you go back into product research mode and you find something that excites you again. The average order volume is probably the key metric to how you're going to be able to scale. If you can't scale, you need to figure out a strategy to get people to order more from you. And that way you'll be able to up your Facebook spend and live with the fact that when you put more budget on Facebook, your average cost per purchase is going to rise. Hanil, you're wondering, do I target broad ads for Homecraftology or audiences? For all of my brands, every single brand that I run, even for the brands that I run for clients, we don't do any specific niche audience testing. I let Facebook do the targeting, and I target with my creatives. If I can't make something work under broad targeting, it's not worth my time. Damon says, I should put this over here so everyone can see on YouTube. Sorry, guys. Damon saying, keep pushing, Runda. If you're feeling like this trying so much, maybe it's time to pivot, start a clean, fresh slate. Yeah, Damon's 100% right. 100%. Do I recommend running only broad? Yeah, absolutely. Michaela, what's the ideal average order value? As high as you can bloody well get it. And if you think you've reached the point where you can't make it any higher, then it's time to test upsells. It's time to madly test upsells. And if you can't get it any higher than that, then it's time to test your thank you emails and your cross-sell emails to try and, if you can't get the average order volume up, perhaps you can get the lifetime value of the customer up. Rob Evers, you're being advised to find products that sell for the $100 mark. Do I agree? Or $100 mark or higher. And that's not to say that things won't work when you choose a cheaper product. So Lush Living, I was selling a cloth. One of them was $14. So I could sell that. I was selling 2 cloths because when I sold 2 cloths, they came down to $10. And I was selling 2 cloths for, actually, no, they were $14 for 2 cloths. And I was selling them for $45, I think. So it's still 3 times margin, but they were a low cost product. And I couldn't for the life of me convince people to buy more than 2. If people had bought 4 cloths, yeah, I would have kept that store going and we would have scaled to the moon. So if you're looking at products, and the reason why we say $100 product is because we teach you guys to have a 3 times margin, at least a 3 times margin. If you're really good, you could probably get away with a 4 times margin. The products that I'm selling these days mostly have 4 times. When you have a $100, roughly $100 product, and it's a 3 times margin product, that product's going to cost you $33, and you're going to sell it for $100. Now, your Facebook ads could cost you anywhere from $20 at the minimum. That's the cheapest I've really seen purchases, all the way up to like $50, $60, even $80 per purchase, depending on how good you are at making good ads, okay? So the more bandwidth you have in your profit margin there, at 3 times with a $100 product, you've got $66 to play with and still come out profitable. That's why we teach you to have at least $100 worth of products with a 3 times margin. It comes down to how much money you can afford to get that purchase. Now, over time, as you learn your audience and you make better creatives, over time you're probably going to end up with probably $20 to $40 cost per purchase. So you need your average order volume to be high enough and your margins that to be high enough for you to make money off that. That's what it comes down to. Hanil, somehow one of your ad sets got good results in specific audience testing? Yeah, great. It's fantastic. I could do an ad set with specific audience testing right now for a particular product and probably do okay for a while. What happens when you run out of people in that audience to show your product to? That's the question. I'm not interested in selling something that's going to run out of people to sell it to, because then your cost per results go up and you've wasted all your time setting your whole store up and building your audience list, doing this and doing that. If it only works for a small subset of people, I'm not interested in selling it. Billy, you got 2 sales. Oh, wait. You got 2 sales in audience testing, but only 1 in broad and lots of different ads? Yeah, but the scale that you're talking is very different from the scale that I'm talking. And it depends on product, and it depends on how good your ads are. Byron, can we read whether the ads are working or worth scaling when the metrics seem all over the place? You have a few days where you get no sales and many days where you get quite a few orders. 10%, 10 to 15% CVR doesn't make sense. Dude, you're thinking about this wrong. Your day-to-day ad results are meaningless. The only thing that matters is macro data. You're going to have peaks and troughs throughout the week. People are going to buy on different days. Thursdays, people might have just got paid and spend more money. Tuesdays, they might have been looking for the specials that finished on Sundays and they might stop spending. Just in their mindset, maybe midweek, they're thinking, I don't want to spend. And if your ad doesn't drop enough value or doesn't give them enough reason to go and purchase right now, then you don't have the urgency there. But even on my scale, I see my ads going up and down on a daily basis. Absolutely. One day good, one day bad, one day good, one day bad. But what matters is putting that data out and looking over 3 days, looking over 5 days, looking over a week, looking over a month, looking over 2 months, looking over 3 months. That's what matters. One thing that none of you guys are really doing very well right now is email marketing. Guys, most, if not all of my profit So the money that goes into my back pocket, the money that pays my rent, the money that I use to feed my family, to pay my school fees, that all comes 100% from the emails that I send out. Because I paid Facebook for those purchases, for those customers. I pay Facebook for that. I pay my supplier for the stuff. So most of that money gets eaten up finding new customers. But what I do is every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday, and every Monday, I send out an email to my list, sometimes even midweek too. If I'm having low sales for the week, for midweek, I'll think of a reason to send my customers an email. Maybe I'm introducing a new product. Maybe I'm just saying g'day. Maybe I'm showing them a post from my Facebook group or something interesting, but I'm going to wrap it up with some kind of offer to bring them back to my website and boost my sales for that day. Because I know that my profits come from emails. And if I can get people to buy from my email list, I don't have to pay someone again for that. I don't have to pay Facebook for that. That's like free sales for me. So I'm okay if I can break even on Facebook because I know that I make money from emails. Anyway, that's a long rant. Where were we? Let's go see what questions we got here. Somehow one of your ad sets got good results in specific audience. Oh, that was from a while ago. Hold on. Damon, you've got to let Facebook do its thing broad. It will test audiences that don't convert. Yeah, Facebook learns over time, guys. And Elisa, you notice I checked the back end of someone's Shopify store. Can I do it for you? No, I'm not going to do it for you. I don't need to check the back of your Shopify store. Don't put your login details in the chat, please, 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 please. If it was an emergency and you weren't getting sales and there was something I needed to do, I could get in there, but there's no point me jumping into your Shopify store. You can show me a screenshot of your analytics if you like. But please don't post your details about your store all over the internet, even in the Freedom group. Please don't. Would I launch new creatives? Would I launch new creatives? Do I create a new broad ad set? Or add to the same ad set as your other creatives? Facebook does not okay, man. All right. I'm just, Byron, did you complete the Facebook ads part of the course yet? Maybe it's been a while since you did it. I think Austin just updated it. So let me bring up my ad account. There's lots of. I will check the feed in a sec. We'll check the feed. All right, Zen Clinic. Looks like a good store for Zen Clinic, by the way. This product itself, it's not too bad. Especially this version of it. I think you got the same version. Just need to check your images. Actually, you've done well. You've done well. Bit expensive. Oh, this is for the bundle. Okay. The compression mat, $65. Yeah, that looks nice. This one might work. Yeah, cool. Is there updated modules? I think there might be. I know Austin was recording them. All right. Let's talk how we do this. When you're launching or you have launched an ad set, how do we do this? How do I explain this in a way that'll make sense? I first need to preface this. Okay, this is an advanced masterclass, okay, guys? So if what I'm saying goes over your head, it's okay. I'm happy to repeat it. Happy to come back next week and teach. The second thing is, I'm not Austin. Austin and I probably have very different ideas when it comes to scaling. And that's okay, because there's a lot of different ideas around the internet. And none of them are wrong. At the end of the day, this Facebook interface here, this is a tool. How we use this tool, and think about a builder building a house. You can have a master builder build a house using one technique, and a master builder building a house with another technique. Both produce a beautiful house. So some of the ideas that I might say, they might be explained differently, or even the strategy might be different from what Austin teaches. It's okay. You get to choose which method makes sense to you. What is more important is that you have a strategy in your head that makes sense to you, that you understand not just what you're doing, but why you're trying to do it. And if you can understand that, then coming into this interface won't be so overwhelming, because I know there's a lot going on here. And knowing what to do and why, it's a minefield. Even at my level, sometimes I'll see gurus on YouTube, and I'll go down the rabbit hole of watching their entire method to realize that it's nothing new, and it's not even very good, because they sit there and tell you, if you do these 3 things and you have your ad structured in this way, then you're going to be successful. No, you're not. Absolutely not. Doesn't matter. How you structure this doesn't really matter that much. I could structure this ad account in 4 or 5 different ways and get the same results, as long as I have the strategy behind what I'm doing and I understand why. So I'll teach you what I do, and I'll teach you why I do it that way. First of all, I know I have a lot of campaigns here. Just ignore them. A lot of them, they've run their course. For various reasons, every now and again, a Facebook campaign will just curl over and die. And sometimes you just have to duplicate the campaign and hold on for dear life and let it come back to life. If you can't read the campaigns, come on over to YouTube and watch it on the YouTube channel. It'll be clearer. I'm really sorry that Circle makes it hard to watch my actual screen. I wish I could make that better. All right, so the way that I work is a 1 campaign structure. Now, I know I have 2 campaigns currently running. I have retargeting and I have acquisition. For me, acquisition is bringing new customers in, or sometimes bringing some other customers in that already know me, but mostly new customers. And then retargeting is for retargeting. Now, the retargeting that I run is in a separate campaign. It's fair enough, right? It's fair enough. We should all understand that. So let's talk about acquisition, because that's the most important thing. How do we find new customers? I run a 1 campaign structure. And you'll see here we have 1 campaign, Advantage Plus, shopping 40% off, because that's my main offer, is 40% off. But that's not all I offer. Inside the campaign, I actually break these down into ad sets focused on targeting different regions. So some ad sets might be USA, some ad sets might be Australia, because in this business, we target worldwide. So the first thing is I break up countries. Facebook don't want you to do this. In my experience, it's always better if you can break up the countries. Okay, second thing, you might see down here, I've got some ad sets here just called butterflies, birds, flowers, beaches. That was just some testing I did to figure out which of these types of categories on my store might be good. So sometimes I'm just using different ad sets just to do a brief bit of testing. For example, down here, we have an ad set called Sanity in a Box. And this one got 11 orders at $37 an order. So what I was doing here is I was just testing a bunch of different creatives just to get an idea of whether or not they would be good. Turns out Sanity in a Box was a pretty good catch line. We had 14 website checkouts and we had 11 checkouts. That's pretty good. So this, don't worry about what my delivery says at the moment, Henley. Just go with the flow for now, because you trying to figure out where my ad sets are, it's like you're trying to learn how to drive by watching a YouTube video. So don't worry about what it says. Just worry about the strategy here. That was a pretty good ad that we were just testing out. Okay. So when an idea kind of works, when an angle kind of works. So this angle here, 150K orders, 40% off. 16 purchases at $38 a purchase, not bad. I might be able to make that one better. I might be able to do better with that one. Can you put multiple ads in one ad set? Here's the thing that you want to understand, okay? Here's the thing. Let's take this one, 150K orders or whatever. I put all of my ads in one ad set, and this will answer all your questions too, by the way. When we go by amount spent, let me discard my drafts. That'll make it a bit easier to see. 1 second, guys. So come down here. Where were we? We were in... $150K orders. Here we go. So now we have our ads in this ad set. Now you'll notice one ad got all the spend. Well, most of it. And Annalisa, you sent an email directly to me and I may not have seen it. You're wanting to avoid running ads for a week only to find out the ads were incorrectly set up? I don't know what you mean by that, Annalisa, but you probably want to go and talk directly with your coach. If you're trying to email me directly, I'm probably not going to see it. I have about 50,000 notifications for my particular email in the Freedom Club because I'm in every chat, so it's difficult for me to get the messages. Your coach is going to be able to help you go through and review your ad setup before you press go live. All right. Raj, how to connect DSs to Atlas AI Store Builder for product fulfillment? Well, I don't use DSs. If you want to actually have a much better fulfillment, come and have a chat with me on WhatsApp. Here's my WhatsApp link. I can show you how I do my fulfillment. It's all automated. All right. So, where was I? Okay, so this was my testing ad set to find winners. Okay, now Facebook automatically will spend most of the money on the ad that it thinks will do the best. It's not always correct, but where Facebook spends the most amount of money, it says it wants to try and spend money on the ad it thinks will get the most sales. But the way it goes about doing that is it spends the most amount of money on the ad that actually gets the most amount of engagement. Okay, engagement is important, but engagement and sales are two different things. What it means by engagement is how many people, Williams, how much have I made? Mate, I've made tens of millions, my friend, tens of millions. How it engages, how it figures out what the highest engagement is things like how long did someone look at the ad? Did someone pause to give this a like? Did someone give it a comment? Did someone actually click shop now? All these things become a score that combines together to be your engagement score. And your ad spend will go to the ad that gets the most engagement. Now, naturally, if we do things correctly and we have a good landing page and a good offer and the price point is right, then naturally we're going to see that usually the ad that has the highest engagement would usually have the best cost per purchase. And as you can see here, we did have that. We had this particular ad spend $400, getting a $27 cost per purchase. And I'm rethinking maybe I should probably turn this ad set back on. So this one, that was for my 150K orders, 40% off. So I could probably keep that one going. I like to have smaller ad sets. And when I see that one of these things is working, I can see that this ad was outperforming everybody else. Maybe I can try and make similar ads to this in a similar way that look different. So I could duplicate this one out. I could change the background color. That's one thing I could do. I could change the product image. That's another thing I could do. So I could make another 5 ads like this. And they could be slightly different, all in this same ad set, and probably all get really good performance. Billy, if you put 10 ads up in AdLove, and everyone only comments and likes the first 5, so the comments and the likes that you get in AdLove probably have very little to do with your Facebook spend. The metrics that Facebook is pulling is not based on people who have come from the Freedom Club and liked and commented on your post, the metrics Facebook is using is from the people that you've paid to advertise to. How many of them came through and interacted with your ad? So my point here is, the way that I like to do this is whenever I have a cool idea, I create a new ad set and I put the theme of those ads inside the ad set. So you can see here we got a AU Advantage Plus standard. So this is just all my previous winners, all in one big ad set. That's cool. You can do that. You can put all your previous winners in one ad set. I've got this one here, New Advantage Plus. This is a new ad set that I just created the other day, just targeting the US with all my best winners. Cool. My best ad has spent $330 at $41 per purchase. That'll hopefully come down over the next week or so because it's a fresh ad set, this one. The reason why these are all in learning is because they're all fresh ad sets. The reason why they're fresh is because my previous ad set here, I was targeting worldwide. If you look in the targeting here, and I just decided it was time to start breaking up my targeting. So this one here was targeting, where is it? Well, you just have to trust me. Okay, this one here was only USA. That's I must have changed it and then decided to turn it off. Okay, so what I'm doing here, so I've already explained that we're breaking up ad sets into ideas that I want to test, into angles that I want to test, into specific groups of products that I want to test. So this one here is just a carousel ad with a couple of offers, and you can see here it's doing okay. What's a carousel ad? Carousel ad is just an ad that showcases your products in a carousel. See here, carousel ad, that's all it is. I've got my offer up there. I've got a link in my description there. And if you've got the right type of product, a carousel ad can be your winning ad. These cost per purchase are actually really good. These are fantastic. So that's just one ad set with carousels. Damon, if you've got a similar type of product, you've got a few different variations, a carousel ad might be good for you. Rhonda, should you set your ads like this? So if you want, so the way this works, and I've explained this to you guys before, the way this works, my campaign here, imagine a structure inside of a business. The campaign is like the manager. Facebook says to the manager, would you like an ad on this person over here's browser? And the campaign goes, the manager guy goes, yeah, you know what, we'll buy the ad. And then he comes in and he has teams of people here. And he says, okay, we've got this ad on this person's website, on this person's feed over here. Which of you ad set guys, because these guys are the middle managers, which of you think you can convert this guy? And a couple of them put up their hand and say, we think we can convert this guy. We can convert this guy. And then my job as the manager is to feed the team that I think can convert best. Okay, so let's just say I think this particular person is a general person, doesn't have a specific niche. Maybe he's never seen diamond painting before. Let's put him into the broad the broad USA. He's a broad person. Okay, broad, you can have him. Okay, now their job, this guy's job, the ad set manager's job, to choose the right ad to give that person in their feed. And the hierarchy works like this. And if you have this set up correctly, so you have your campaign managing the hierarchy, then you got all your ad sets down here, and the campaign's feeding data across. Facebook is really good at figuring out in this structure who to actually show the ad to and why. Josh, Chris, looking to get your store ads reviewed tonight. Dude, I'm here. I'm answering questions, my friend. I will get to them as we get to them. Everything that I'm teaching you here is vitally important and should empower you to know if your own ads are doing well, okay? You don't think I'm going to get to them? I think I'm going to get to as many as I can. All right. So we have the manager of the actual company taking the order, seeing that there's an ad there to show. We have the ad sets as middle managers, figuring out the right ad the right type of ad to show the right person at the right time, and then once they've decided on their ad manager, then they decide which ad to show. And if you structure it like this, it gives Facebook a really good opportunity to find the right ad for the right person at the right time. Mia, you saw this recently online also, grouping the themes inside your Advantage Plus. This is by scaling Advantage Plus, not testing. Well, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is a scaling campaign. And inside this campaign, I've got testing structures here. Now, if you only want to test one ad at a time and you want to have one ad per ad set, you can absolutely have that. I'm not here to stop you from doing that. We teach you to, if you want to figure out, because Facebook likes to spend money on the ad that gets the most amount of engagement, sometimes it's better if you've only got 10 ads to test. Sometimes it's better to make one ad set per ad, and you can pop them all in here. That's fine. You can pop them A1, A2, A10, and you can do all your testing inside this campaign here. If you keep this in the same campaign, all that data that you are buying, because make no mistake, when you run ads on Facebook, you're buying information from Facebook about your customers, and it's going into your ad manager right here. If you keep it structured under one campaign here, then you don't lose any of that data. It makes the next ads you put together more likely to be successful, because Facebook goes back to the campaign level and goes, you know what? All this data is all making sense to me. Okay, I know what I'm doing now. So you can do one ad set per ad if you want to. However, I don't even bother with that. You can see here, I'm testing different themes. I've got this one here. This one here, for example, we spent $169. I turned it off. We had 3 sales, $56. The theme that I went for this one was, if you can hold a pen, you can do diamond painting. So the ads in this ad set all said, if you can hold a pen, you can do diamond painting. But there were different products with different colors. And because I can look through my stats here and say, you know what? This wasn't very exciting. Click-throughs that weren't that great. The cost per clicks were a bit expensive. Cost per purchases weren't that great. Probably this wasn't a great angle. I can turn this one off. But when it's a good angle, say for example, my 150K orders, I know I have a pretty good theme here. So now what I can do is I can go away and make way more ads similar to these ones and pop them all in this ad set, and off I go. Damon, your main objective is to get a sale. You're focusing too much on one ad's performance. You need to look at the whole, and the ads work together as a long campaign. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let's go back in time. I will show you that exact thing in action. Let's take 150K orders, $38 a day. We're going to go back here. I can't remember when I launched this one. Okay, that was June 1st till 7th, June 8th till 14th. Nothing. 5th till 21st. Nothing, okay. There we go. We launched this June 22nd to June 28th at $17 a purchase. I probably would have been dancing around the house, no doubt. Probably with my pants off. Waving them around my head. $17 a purchase. I would have called up all my friends. I literally would have called up my mom and gone, hey, I got something exciting here. This looks amazing. Let's go look at the next week. $34 a purchase. My excitement was short-lived. That's pretty much average. That's kind of the same as every other ad. Go 4 a week. Oops, that was too far. $27 a purchase. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So overall, in the 3 weeks we were running, oops, sorry if I'm clicking all my dates here. The average was $27 per order on this particular ad. We have to look, and that wasn't probably wasn't the best example to show you. Day to day doesn't matter. What matters is 7, 14 days, and 30 days. The longer period of time that we can look at our ads and make a decision, the better. And I want you guys to remember that. Don't panic about a bad day. Panic about a bad 3 days. Panic about a bad 5 days. Don't sit here and make changes to your ads just because one day you get really bad results. That's the least time you want to be touching your ads. Just sit back, have a coffee, focus on some other part of your business. Go focus on emails. Go focus on the landing page design. Just let your ads settle and look at the data over 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, and a month. Test all hooks in one meta, in one ad set, Mia. It may take the customer to watch. Oh yeah, so David, I mean, that's one of the examples there. You've said test all hooks in one ad set. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. And I don't necessarily agree with that. It doesn't matter if you break up your hooks by ad set. It doesn't matter if you break them up in any other way. It doesn't matter if you put all of your hooks inside one ad set. I've got an ad set here, USA Advantage Plus. This one is made up of all of my best hooks. There's only, there we go. There's like half the ads are running. So all of my best hooks are in this particular ad set. Now, some gurus will tell you it's only one hook per ad set and keep things very similar. No, doesn't matter. It really, really, really doesn't matter. As long as I know what I'm doing. I have all my best ads inside this scaling campaign here. And I've got a whole bunch of different ad sets here testing other different angles. That's fine. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm trying to achieve here. I'm trying to test different angles. I'm trying to test different ad creatives themselves. And if they work, I get to decide how I'm going to scale them. Let's take, for example, the ones we were talking about earlier. The 150K orders and 40% off. What options do I have? I know that this particular campaign angle works. It's turned off for now while I figure out what I want to do. The options that I have, I could make more of these ads and I could stick them inside my scaling ad set here, combining different angles into there. Sure, that'll work. I could make more ads and stick them back inside this same ad set here and see if I could scale that one. That will work too. How you go about doing this, it only matters if you know what you're trying to do. So you got to be able to explain it to yourself. And when I'm working on anybody's ad account, I'm literally, my family must think I'm crazy because I'm sitting here literally narrating what I'm doing to myself. And if it doesn't make sense, I don't do it. Michaela, for your main scaling campaigns, you have each campaign with one ad set and multiple ads. Is that okay? Sure, it's fine. Should you have one campaign with multiple ad sets? Both are fine. Mia, wait, so my scaling campaign also has my scaling campaign. So one thing of note, when I'm doing this, my budget is ad set level budget. Okay. If you've got a campaign with campaign level budget and you're just putting testing in there, it's not going to work. This is all ad set level budget so that I get to decide which of these ad sets are going to get the spend that they get. Damon used to put so much emphasis on the ads and the ad structure. It's important, but you found the product and the demand is far more important. A crappy campaign structure will sell the product if it's in demand. 100% correct. 100% correct. As I tried to explain to Damon over many, many months, there's only so much ways you can tweak this, and none of them really matter. You can sit here and you can watch course after course, listen to guru after guru, get them to, have them bring you under their wing, and you could spend $5,000, $10,000 entering their mastermind, and you could think that they're going to give you an ad structure that's just going to make your products work. It won't. There is no single ad structure that's going to make it work. The only thing that makes this work, logic, so that Facebook isn't the thing that's going to make this work. You are, your brain, your strategy. The fact that you know what's inside your ad sets and what you're trying to test, what you're actually looking for as a result, and what you're going to do after that. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So what do I mean by that? When you're testing your ads, I don't care if you make one ad set in one ad. I don't care if you make 20 ads in one ad set. What matters is what are the results you're looking for? What one of these numbers, which ones are actually important for telling you whether or not something is scalable or not? Your link click-through rates, your cost per clicks. These are, and your CPMs. These are the first most important numbers. Okay, we're looking for click-through rates above 1.5%. Now you see here, I tested Love diamond painting kits, 1% click-through rate. I tested astrology diamond painting kits, 0.22. That tells me a lot. Don't try and sell astrology. Don't try and sell love kits. What should I be selling? Mandalas, beaches, birds. I can tell that from the click-through rate. The cost per click. Look at this. Astrology diamond painting kits cost me $25 per kit, per click. So, cost per click. We're trying to get our cost per clicks under $1.50. Click-through rates. We're trying to get our click-through rates up well above 1.5% minimum. Well above. It has to be 2 to 3% click-through rate. CPMs. We're trying to get somewhere under $50 for our CPM. Now, if you have a product and the CPM's like $80, don't panic. It's going to be more challenging, but you can make things work, okay? And I have strategies to help you bring your CPMs down. But your CPM is what really determines your cost per click, and it's so vital to keep this in mind. Bearing in mind, okay, this is how the maths works. When you look inside your Shopify analytics, let's just say you have a 2% conversion rate, and you know it costs $1 for everybody to click your ad and get to your store. And what does that mean? It means for every $100, you'll get 2 orders, and that means you're going to have a $50 cost per purchase. So these numbers that we're looking at here have meaningful impacts into your cost per purchase and if you can actually scale. And bear in mind, a 2% conversion rate, that's actually a good conversion rate. I'll give you a link, my friend, to YouTube. All right, so that's how we do this. That's the strategy. This is how I run all of my businesses. This is how I've been doing it now for the past a long time. I've been running this strategy since 2022, I think. And the most important thing is actually just having good creatives. Let me give you some examples. Just having really good creatives. If you look at what's working right now on Facebook and you look at all the competitors, clean, nice headings, and an offer. An offer isn't always, get 50% off, get 40% off. An offer is what you're going to deliver, how much it's going to cost, and what are the benefits. So this is an offer, 40% off today only. Your offer could be free shipping. Your offer could be get a bundle for $100. It's all about the offer. And the offer is what gives value. And a customer has to understand that value from your ad. And that value has to be shown again on your website to get that conversion. All right, that's enough. That's enough of that. Let's take a look. Billy, review your store or your ad account. Lux Lid, let's take a look. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pretty good. All right. Wilfred, what if all metrics are above average, even add to carts, but a very low conversion rate? Then the problem is not your ads. Looks better on mobile, you reckon? All right, let's take a look on mobile. You're right, it does. David, you reckon he needs to work on it? It's okay. I'd love to see the stats for this one. So if you can take a screenshot of your Shopify and pop that in the chat, what I want to see is your conversion rate. And I'll show you what I want to see. So if we come over into analytics, not the live view. Show me like a month's worth of data. And I need this. This is what I want to see, the conversion breakdown. Now you can see here, even on Homecraftology, what we've done, 62,000 in the last month or so. Not too bad. Honestly, it's not my best month. You can see here, my add to cart rate's pretty good, 6.75, not bad. My target is about 7.5. I mean, I've had stores with 10% add to cart rates. Insane. I have been working this last month on my theme, on my landing pages. So I've had some hiccups here and there because you can see my conversion rate. It's only 1.98%. I need to get that up to 3%, which is why I'm working so hard on my actual landing page for Homecraftology. And you see, even after 8 years, it's a challenge. It's still a challenge. You know, I make changes to my theme, to my website. I look at how things have changed in my statistics, and I try and make good decisions about whether or not I'm doing the right thing. So and I'll look at your stats in a second, mate. But looking here, my add to cart rate seems fine, pretty good. My reach checkout rate could be higher. 4 to 5% would be great, but it's not too bad. 3.5 is not too bad. It's just for most stores, I see a 50% drop off at each stage. So if you have an 8% add to cart rate, you're probably going to see a 4% checkout rate and a 2% conversion rate. So ideally, I do want to uplift these in some way. Don't sessions include me editing the stores and bots? Yeah, they do. They do. But over a long period of time, and that's why I'm saying give me the month with the data, over a long period of time, that would kind of alleviate that. But you're right. There'll be a lot of sessions in here that are going to be Google and Facebook and bots and all sorts of shit. But this is all that I got to go off, you know? I can't make stats out of nothing, so I gotta use the stats that I get. Thanks, Marcelo. Okay, we've got... All right. We can't really tell how many of your 420 sessions are real, but it is very, very low. How much have you spent on your ads so far, Billy? Have I got access to your store? Let's take a look. Lux Lid, is that it? Are we doing Lux Lid? Yeah, we are. All right, let's take a look at your stats. Now, what we can do is we can take your stats here and we can kind of we can go back. So last 30 days, Facebook's given you, show me clicks. $130-ish clicks. In your stats here, so you got 3 add to carts for 130 clicks, which is I don't know, maths. 3 clicks for 130. So we do 3 clicks divided by 130. Is that how we do it? 0.23%. So 2.3% add to cart rate. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. It's not gonna work. Ads wise, $2.45 cost per click. That's gonna make this very expensive to make a purchase on. But your CPM is pretty good. So with your CPM being about that price, Facebook's like, hey, you know, users are getting a decent experience. Usability wise, a decent experience. Ooh, we got one ad here with a $20 cost per purchase. That's kind of nice. Spend wise, we got a decent spend across all these ad sets here. So I'm guessing, let's take a look at one of them. You're doing single testing. Okay. All right. Well, look, Billy, at this stage, I wouldn't even expect you to be remotely profitable because you're still in the testing phase. When you're in the testing phase, I mean, it's great if you can get a sale or two, but every time I launch a store and I'm just testing creatives, I'm not getting worried if I don't get a sale. It's because testing creatives isn't about getting a sale. This is about just buying enough data to know what type of ads to run and then double downing on those ads. Doubling down on those ads. All right, clicks wise. So we got 2.6, not bad. 2.7, not bad. Yeah, these are good. These are good results. And then getting to worse results. Cool. So we turn these worse results, turn them off. Turn them all off. Don't need to test them anymore. They're done. Now what are we left with? Sorry for just going in and just turning your ads off, but while I'm here, I may as well. Okay, what are we left with? We're left with a bunch of half-decent ads. Cost per click is nearly there. CTR is pretty good. Okay. What would I be doing? I'd be putting all of these into one ad set. That's what I'd be doing. That's exactly what I'd be doing. Let's have a look at your targeting. Okay. Seems fine. I'd be popping them all into one ad set, and I'd be spending maybe $20 a day on that ad set. We know the types of ads that work now, so now you can go and make similar types of ads. Tired of watching your hairline thin and recede? Cool. Yeah, that's a good angle. Dermatologists reveal top performing hair loss treatment in Australia. That's another good angle. Make more ads like these two. You've got the angle there. Maybe choose a better looking model. And I do apologize if that's you or anyone you know, but go find a really attractive male model. I'd stick to males. We got a dermatologist there. Okay, so dermatologists aren't the guys that we should be using for our ads for hair loss. We should be using a hair surgeon, a plastic surgeon. What's the next best one? One sec. F4 broad. And this is your video. Funny how your images were outperforming your broad.
Lots of it. The day I noticed my hairline receding, I was horrified. When I started using the Luxley Premium Growth Cap, I felt hopeful again. I thought maybe I can avoid that trip to Turkey. Super easy to use, and I love how
All right, so this ad is 44 seconds long. So you know what I've been doing? We got an ad that's working. What I mean by working, we got good clicks, we got a good CTR. I'd be popping that into CapCut, and I'd be making a 10-second version, a 15-second version, a 20-second version. I'd be testing different titles, different heading, different call to action, and a different angle inside text in the video. Now here you've got, great, this is a good form of ad. Regrew my confidence along with my hair. Great. Say this in different ways with a different model and see if it outperforms better. So you've got now an idea of the types of angles and the types of ads that are working. Yeah, different hook at the start. 100% for that video ad.
How do I stop my hair from thinning without expensive treatments?
This is a 40-second ad. Cool. Test a shorter version. Test this in a carousel with your cap next to the carousel. One of my best ads is my wife using the product in the first carousel card and then my products behind it. So yeah, does that help you, Billy? Honestly, the next thing you need to be looking at, Billy, is your email sign up rate. Where is your store? Oops. Get out. Here we go. Lux lid. Carousels are amazing. Yeah, Mia says they work for her too. They are amazing. Carousels are the cheapest way to get clicks. So I'm not going to be able to do this because I've probably already either signed up or dismissed it. What is your sign up rate? We need at least a 6, 7, or 7% or higher sign up rate for your emails. Absolutely I can't speak tonight. Absolutely necessary. So if you're not getting a good sign up rate, you need to experiment with the offer that you're giving in your email pop-up. You got your work cut out for you? Hopefully you know what to do, Billy, yeah? All right, Neil, Snugwell. All right, let me take a look and see if I got your ads. Was that the one I just signed up for? Snugwell. Okay. Snugwell. 12 purchases at just refreshing. It's loading a bit slow. $37 a purchase. Not bad. Not bad. Nice. Okay. Oh, I see. I see what the problem's going to be. Problem is, it's $37 a purchase. That leaves no possible profit, because you're paying for the product, you're paying for the purchase, and there's nothing left over. This is how things start, though. This is going to be tricky, Hanil. You got to be in the same boat that I've been in. There is a way out of this. There is a way out of this. The product that you've chosen, it's cheap. And you might not be able to push this price up and still get conversions. You might be able to charge $59, $69, especially these days. You're paying $16? Yeah. We might need to test this at a slightly higher price. Do many people buy two? Image. Cool image. When we say, and just to make sure that I'm clear in this, when I tell you guys, if you want to do testing and you want to stick one ad inside of an ad set for testing, once that test is complete, so once you've spent $20 on that, you shouldn't be running a one ad inside of an ad set in any other reason. There's no reason to run one ad in one ad set other than maybe $10 to $20, probably $20, to test that ad set out, or to test that ad out. Once you spend $20 on an ad set that only has one ad, you're kind of wasting your money. Facebook always works better, always, when you have as many ads inside of an ad set that you can possibly put in there. So if you're happy with if you're nearly happy with the performance of one ad inside of one ad set. It's time to put that ad set, to put that ad inside of an ad set with a lot of other ads, because ads are happier when they're together. They work better as a team. So you're doing physical fitness. We've got C2 here as well. Cool, but we've only got one ad running there as well. We need a nice healthy ad account with lots of ads working together inside your ad sets. So that's what I'd be doing. Your landing page is nice. Nothing I can really tell you to improve here. That's great. Good job. With the ads, it's time to build these out now. Build a functional ad account with different ads inside of one ad set. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? All right. Rhonda. We got some results. Great. That's looking better with your open rates. Much better, Rhonda. Hanil, what do you think I should turn off any bad performing? No, mate, you haven't got enough there for me to even really tell you what to do yet. I need more ads. I need more angles in one campaign or in many. I don't care how you do it. Just go out there and be prolific. Make more ads. Look, guys, I've shown you this before. I'll show it to you again. This is one of my Canva files. This is my Homecraftology Canva account. I think we've got up to like 62. Look at all these bad boys. We just get in here. And look, when I want to go and test a different angle, I come in here and change the angle. And then I just export them. I've got all the things here that I can easily go and create 20 new ads with a different angle. I can change the backgrounds if I want to change things up, but just keeping things so simple. Just as simple as having a nice big Canva project file to work with. No, you don't need, I wouldn't. Can you have the same photo with different angles? Yeah, absolutely you can. Absolutely. But the easiest way to do that is just to like change the backgrounds. So like this one, you might take the background out and change it into like a pastel or something, just to keep things different. And look, this one here, I only had a Photoshop version of this one, and I wanted to change the angle. So what did I do? I just covered up the old angle with a bloody box, and it's good enough. It'll do. It's good enough. So work smarter so that you can make more. Annalisa, apologies. In your meta ads manager, we just checked Jimmy's on it for us. Okay, cool. All right. So Neil, no, your product, I wouldn't change it yet, but a couple of points. Okay. So your ads, yep, you've proven that this product can sell. Now we need to go and make more ads, a lot more ads, and test them out. That's one thing. Second thing we want to be doing for you. What was the store name again? Snugwell. We've had a few sales, right? But you haven't had anybody buy two. So what I would be doing if this was my store is I'd be coming up with a different bundle, because I might not want two of these, but I'm sure you have something else I want. Yep. Sell me a bundle of these bad boys as an option on your page. Probably not these ones. I think you need more products, actually. I think you need a fair few more products. That's not going to cut it. That doesn't look like it's doing anything to me. This is pretty cool. Hey, I like your I like the way your product images move and have a little bit of a shine to them. That's cool. Very cool. Very nice. All right, yeah, you need some more products, mate. You need some more therapeutic products, and I'd be tagging them on. So I'd have, instead of having these bundles here, I'd have buy the Snugwell Therapeutic Pillow as option 1, and option 2 might be it should be a drop down, or like a visual clicker that you can see what bundles you're going to have. Bundle in a small bundle, then the next one should be like for $100 with which is 2 products, and the next one might be for $150 to $200 with an even more expensive bundle with some even better products. That way you might get 1 out of every 5 orders might be the big one, and then that'll be wildly profitable for you. But you're onto the right track. You're doing the right thing, and you've got a winning product here. We've just got to get that average order value up. Okay, Rhonda. Sorry for cutting you off there, Rhonda. Your open rate looks fantastic. Your click rates 2%, 8%. Amazing, amazing. Good job, good job. I actually think that looks really, really good. Clear Tuesdays. There's not many people in there. That's probably the problem. But let's take a look at your ad results. And congratulations, Hanil. Getting to that point's really, really difficult. Okay, we've got the gummies, and then we've got collagen patches. A couple of these look nice. Again, we're just doing the single ads. Okay, that's cool, but we probably want to be doing the... You're okay? You're thinking it's your product price because other websites are selling them much cheaper? Yeah, it could be. But also, you've got the testing here, and you're spending all this money on your testing, but you're not going from testing to a strategy. Hanil, don't... I know this is your wrong product, but you're still running these, like you're still paying for ads on these things. Oh, you got all your ad off. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Gummies. Good click through. Somewhat decent cost per click. It's expensive cost per click though, isn't it? Because your CPMs are very high for some of these. Okay. Your CPM might come down over time. Hanil, I can tell you right now, that product that you've got alone, you will never be able to scale alone. But that product is what we call a tripwire product. So sometimes we make a product really, really cheap to get the person into the funnel and then sell them upscaled products. And that's where you're going to scale. That actually might be the same for you, Rhonda. You might need to actually put your price down. And it might not be 3 times. It might be 2.5 times the price just to get them in and get them into your system and then upsell them. Okay. $5 per day, $100 per purchase. CPM on the main one, $47, a little bit high. $76 is very high. This CPM may come down over time, as I mentioned before. Ads wise, you're doing a good job, Rhonda. Like from where you were to where you are now, and the fact that you're telling me right now you think it's the price, your ads look great. Rhonda, one thing to note, I've been getting your emails all week, and a few of them I've actually replied to you and given you some feedback on them. Not sure if you've seen it. So check your inbox. All right. So how much are you paying for this, Rhonda, per product? $54 for... How many do we get in this? 60. Yeah, you might be able to bring that price down a little bit. 15, but it adds shipping depending on... Okay. Really? You should go through our supplier and see if he can give you a flat fee. 23 with shipping. Not too bad. He told you 23? Yeah, yeah. That's probably what I would guess too. All right, maybe there's no point going through supplier then. Anil, if you increase your product price, will your ads that are running be affected? Yeah, hopefully they'll be cheaper cost per purchase. If you put your price up, you may get a higher cost per purchase, but then you just need to figure out if you're profitable at that point. All right, so this gives you 60 gummies for 17 pounds. 18 pounds. $36. That's not the same product, and we can't compete with that one. 50 bucks. That's reasonable. I reckon you should put this down to like $59 and see if that helps your conversion rate. $23 times 3 is that gives you the $69, but you could be 2.5 and still make money from this. It can work. If you increase your product price while your ads are running, will that affect? Oh, sorry, because you see all your competitors are selling it for around 6. Yeah, we'll change it, buddy, and see what the effect is. We don't know what's going to happen until we play with all the parameters that we can play with. And sometimes we've got to jack our price up and see if that affects the conversion rate. If it doesn't, happy days. Sometimes we've got to put our prices down and see if that affects our conversion rate. And if it does, again, happy days, usually, depending on how much the effect is. So I would probably test this. Probably $59. That's pretty good though. Your daily gummy to support vaginal health, gut health, and PMS relief. Great landing page, by the way, Rhonda. All right, yeah, pop the price down and let me know what your conversion rate is. I think you're nearly there. Don't give up hope. Slumpy, you heard dropshipping is saturated. You're looking to start freelance brand scaling. What do you think? Mate, if I thought dropshipping was not working, I wouldn't be here. Everything is saturated. Making money online is saturated. It's about finding products that you can sell. It's that simple. You're trying not to. Yeah, you got this, Rhonda. You got this. You're getting better results ads-wise from these than you've ever gotten before. You've truly mastered the skill of creating a landing page. Look at how beautiful this is compared to your first few tries. Sometimes, and myself is included, sometimes we're slow learners. Don't think for a second that my landing pages were anywhere near as good as they currently are when I first got started. I'm the kind of person who likes to punish myself. So I don't take advice from people. The only way I learn is by continuing to fuck up. It's the only way that I learn, and then fixing it. I wish I could just get some advice from somebody and take it, but no. I'll take their advice. I'll put them in my back pocket, and then I'll try every other way that they told me not to do it, just so I know how to do it properly. So, trial and error. Yeah, for me, it's mostly trial. No, it's mostly error and error. Mia, you're the same? Yep. So, Rhonda, it's only a matter of time before you get this. It's only a matter of time. If it's not this product, it'll be the next one. But that doesn't. I'm not saying give up on this. We need to test prices, and we will. Like I say, you will find a price that people buy this for, and then it'll be a different problem. It'll be like, hey, hey, I found a price point to sell this. I'm breaking even now. How do I make this profitable? That's a different conversation we're going to have. Slumpy, do dropshippers need people who run ads for them? No, my friend. No, this whole business is about learning how to run ads for yourself. All right, that's Rhonda. That's your questions done. Keep going. Do not give up. You look at your emails here. Like, you've nailed this. Look at these open rates, 73%. Dude, you're actually starting to get it. If this was the Matrix, they'd be saying, she's beginning to believe. You're beginning to believe, Rhonda. This is it now. I can feel it. I can feel it now. I can feel like a light bulb's gone off. And you know what? That saying that they say, it's always darkest before the dawn. It's so true with e-commerce. When your back is against the wall, and you think you're never going to make this work, I give up. If you can just push through that moment, that's the moment that you're going to actually realize that you've done something good and you can make a profit. Damon, 4 days, $250 ad spend. As you can see, ABO is doing better than CBO with the same ads. Bottom stat is up today. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Jesus Christ, that's gorgeous. God damn. Look at that. Look at that reach checkout to add to cart ratio. God damn. I remember Damon even saying to me, is it even worth continuing? I think you said that to me once or twice. Should I keep going, Chris? Is anyone even making any? Do you remember those times, Damon, when you were like, hey, if someone's got such a low ticket item, how do they even make sales? Jesus Christ. I'm so proud of you. Incredible. Incredible. Stav. SB active. Ah, yes. What's the question? More feedback. Running 2 add to carts, turn them off, made a few new ones. You're on the fence line with changing a product. Be brutally honest. Oh, man, I've got permission to be brutally honest. Hell yeah, here we go. I find this hard to read because it's a white product with a white background with white text. Slimmer waist in just 2 weeks. Flush toxins from your body with just 15 minutes. 15 minutes equals 1 to 2 hours of light cardio without sweat. Okay. Oh yeah, it's awful. It's an awful landing page. you almost get it right here. Almost get it right. We got pretty good selling points. Not too bad. Not too bad. We can shorten this down though. Like, you can use ChatGPT to say, hey, say this in less words. That's my #1 prompt. Say this in less words. We've only got 3 product images, and this one's really, really average. I'd be interested to know, like, this. I'm not the right target audience for this product, but I'd be interested to know, is this how the competitors are selling this? And if not, what are the better angles to start using to sell this? I already have questions, and you're not answering those questions. So a lot of people will be falling off because you have no product description here. What is this thing? Do we plug it in? Now, I know we plug it in, but people, you got to explain this to people. Do we plug this thing in? Does it charge? Is it switched on? What is it actually doing? How is it doing these things? Because there is nothing here to tell me that this thing's going to vibrate my fat away. Nothing here shows that. It just looks like a scale. We've got, are you bloated, puffy, or tired even? No, that's a very, very weak heading. It's likely your lymphatic system, and Jiggle Boost can help fix that. Okay, first of all, You haven't told to me about the lymphatic system at all. I don't even know. Like, if I'm an average person, I've maybe heard that word once or twice. It sounds disgusting. I don't know if you even have one. What do I even do with it? And what is this jiggle boost? And why is it I need to fix it? Your thing is called, your website's called SP Active, and you're calling this jiggle boost. It doesn't quite fit. I don't think. Flush trapped fluid and toxins. Again, what do you mean? What's a trapped fluid and toxin? Burn calories, same as a 2-kilometer run. But then up here, you're just saying it's like cardio. Tones your body while you stand still. Well, she's not even standing. Boost circulation, energy, and metabolism. How, why, and so what? Sustainable daily use. What does that even mean? Sustainable. That's just a buzzword. So, here we go. Now, if I manage to get through all of this and I'm still interested, which is not many people, they're wanting to watch this video, and now we actually see what this is used for. That actually looks pretty cool. Although I'm imagining right now my teeth chattering against each other while I try and do this. But that's actually pretty cool. No gym, no jumping, just a slimmer, lighter you, and only 15 minutes a day. Yeah, work with Jimmy. He's going to help you build this landing page out. We need way, way, way more. We need more information, more selling points, more justification, and your price point here is way, way, way off. Way off. No one's going to be spending $250 on this thing. I can tell you that. Hope that helps. But Jimmy's your man. He's gonna help you make that thing convert. And yes, we can make it convert. All right, we're oh Jesus, we're out of time. Josh and Mel. 0 add to carts, decent clicks. You lowered your price, still no luck. All right. I guess, and please, guys, please take no offense from this. This is not personal. It's just, if you came to this website, would you purchase from it? Because I certainly wouldn't. I think the product is cool, but this isn't showcasing the product. This is a dude standing around with a few things. Like, you're not even pointing into anything. We can't really see the features of the products. But step back a bit. The logo sucks. It looks like it's squashed together. It doesn't look quite right. It's not fitting together. Okay, we've got flow state anti-theft travel bag, hands-free security, protects against pickpockets, peace of mind in crowded areas. I don't think that's the right selling points to be selling this. You're saying travel bag, but none of this is about traveling. Like, traveling would be things like keep your passport secure, keep your international cash secure, protect yourself from identity theft. That's travel bag stuff. This is security bag stuff. And I know you've said anti-theft travel bag, but we got to bring it back to travel. See how they've got these locks here? Aren't these locks good for traveling? And we're not even mentioning the on-the-go USB charging. That's great. That's a pretty weak heading. You're focusing on pickpocketing. I don't think that's the right way of focusing. What I want you to do is go find your competitors who are selling similar bags. I want you to go and really look at how they're selling it, and really ask yourself why this heading, why this image, what are they trying to portray here, and understand the concept of selling a travel bag. I don't feel like this is it, because nothing I've read here has compelled me to want this bag. And I think we need a better image. I do. The imagery so far is not great. Now you have an opportunity with this kind of bag too. Feed some of the images that you got into AI, and you can generate way better product images. See, this one here is all grainy. This one here is not too bad, but we need to do a little bit better. So Jimmy, you got your work cut out for Flow State as well. Josh and Mel, Jimmy is your contact for this one. Get in touch with him, and he'll be able to help you make your landing page absolutely pop. Byron, 200 sales, barely breaking even. Can I please look at your ad account? Yeah, I'd love to. Maybe next time you can tell me what business you have. And let's do that. Tuesday, Thursday. I need your business name and URL. All right, for everybody else, we'll have to move this to Thursday because I've well and truly gone beyond time. Kelly, thermo blanket, 5 sales. We'll have to look at that on Thursday. Josh, we'll have a look at that on Thursday too. Marcelo, listen, lush hair, Byron, we'll check that out on Thursday. Marcelo, it's one thing to ask me my opinion on your ads, but my opinion on your ads is you know, I can give you some pointers, whatnot. If you think they're good, if you think they're pretty, well, pretty is the wrong word. If you think they're acceptable, don't wait for my approval. Pop them up. Let Facebook tell you. Let the market tell you and react to your ads. And let's look at the data, because I might tell you that an ad sucks, but it might convert really well. And the other way, I can tell you that an ad is really, really good and it converts really badly. We just don't know until we put it out there and test them. So don't wait for me. Go and show me the data, and we'll let the data speak for itself. Josh. Both Advantage Plus campaigns performing well, similar cost per purchase. The new one has a better cost per click. Should you gradually lower the budget of the old campaign? I mean, look, if one campaign's working, I don't really tend to lower the budget on it because it's making you profit. You could be in a situation where you try and bring one down to push the other one up, whereas you could have just pushed the other one up and let it fly, and only really pull the budget down on one of them if you're finding that they're competing against each other. If they're not competing against each other, you can run two ad sets at once. In this case, you've got 2 Advantage Plus campaigns. You might want to actually put one Advantage Plus ad set inside of the other Advantage Plus campaign. Billy, when making Advantage Plus, do you recreate the ads identically or put them into new ad set, or is there? So Aaron has said you can use the post ID. You can absolutely use the post ID. The method is in the course of how you can do that. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't bother. I don't bother with that at all. I just make new ads. I don't use post IDs. I don't worry about. And look, there's a specific reason why I don't use post IDs. It's because sometimes it doesn't look clean on all different places where it shows on the feed if you use a post. And sometimes too, you're unable to change the heading. Like, this heading is important. It's really important. Sometimes you don't get that when you use a post. And sometimes the things that you can do to your ad are not available when you use the post. So I actually never ever use posts as my ads. But I can completely understand why Austin teaches you guys to do that with your initial ads. Because if you're a brand new store and you have no followers and you're running your first ad, it does look better when you've got likes and comments on your ads. But for me personally, I'm spending so much money on my ad accounts, I don't even think to bother with getting likes and comments on my ads. It just happens naturally on them. Yeah, that's right. You can't change the copy. And I like to edit my copy. I like to fool around with those things and see what I can do. Thanks, Mia. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the night. I'll be back on Thursday. We'll do this whole thing again. Sorry for those who I've missed, but if you can go, you just got a sale. Congratulations, Anil. That's great. For those of you who I didn't get to, if you could go on to next Thursday's event, pop your questions in there right now so that I get to them first. Dennis, do I warm up a new ad account, new pixel, new store, new everything? Yeah, it's warming up is painful. There's no easy way to do it other than just start spending, my friend. But if I start a new store, which I do start new stores regularly, if I start a new store with a fresh new ad account with a fresh pixel, I just know that I'm gonna have to spend a couple $100 before I can sort of look at the results with any trust in those results. All right, ladies and gents, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm glad it was informative. I'm very glad. I know that I harp on about the same things quite often. I know that, I get it, but there's a reason why I'm good at what I do, and it's because I harp on about the basics. You know, you tennis coaches will sit there and harp on about the basic drills because you know the basics and you can do the hard stuff. Yomo, you're welcome. I think that's it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Catch ya.